True peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice. These are words spoken by Martin Luther King Jr. more than 50 years ago. However, they still possess a significant amount of weight to this day. Several of the ideas and principles that Martin Luther King Jr. fought and gave his life for over half a century ago are still being argued about currently and presently. However, in still fighting these battles today, we have to remember not just some, but all of MLK Jr.'s teachings, especially in his other very impactful quote, and I must say tonight that a riot is the language of the unheard.
As we all know, MLK was an American black activist and a leader for the civil rights movement. His main mission in life was fighting for equality on behalf of the black community. In his speech, "A riot is the language of the unheard," he stands on the podium looking very intelligent and powerful. He speaks confidently and loudly, which really grasps the attention of his audience. In this speech, he really talks about how the black communities were starting these riots, and the reason for this was because they had been treated so unfairly for such a long time. They had tried peaceful methods and done whatever they could to try and obtain justice and freedom, but nothing had worked up until that point. Therefore, they felt like rioting was their only option and their only way to be heard and get their point across to society. The government definitely listened a little bit more after these riots, and this is a testament to Martin Luther King and the riots that were happening around this time.
I think America must see riots do not develop out of thin air. Certain conditions continue to exist in our society which must be condemned as vigorously as we condemn riots. Then, the final analysis: a riot is the language of the unheard. What is it that America has failed to hear? It's failed to hear that the plight of the poor has worsened over the last few years. Failed to hear that the promises of freedom and justice have not been met. It has failed to hear that large segments of white society are more concerned about tranquility in the status quo than about justice, equality, and humanity.